Welcome back. It is day 42 of losing 60 pounds. 268 today, which means back down to that 17 loss mark. Here's how the body's looking. You're like the elephants at the zoo. It feels like a whole family of those stepped all over my body and trampled me for like 3 hours. Just a little tired, just a little mentally fatigued, I think. Going pretty hard, working out hard. Hour of cardio. Obviously eating on a 1,000 to 1,200 calorie deficit. Not complaining, just the way it is. I didn't have any more food yesterday after 5 p.m. Didn't feel that crazy. I could just notice my stomach starting to feel like I was in deep space and it was just getting crumbled by the atmosphere. Besides that, not too bad. Feel leaner today. Just definitely a little bit more tired, so I'm not sure if it's from the training or not having food and energy for so long. First things first is the slurp juice, the morning slurp. It is apple cider vinegar, Baja Gold sea salt, and creatine monohydrate. I'm gonna set some breakfast and then take a walk outside. It's always nice coming home to the smell of bacon though. Morning cloud light. Seems to be no sun in Vegas, weirdly. And then lemon water on the side. The best part of making food is when you actually eat it. And in this meal, it totals out to 877 calories, coming from 1 organic Dave's Killer bagel, 2 tablespoons of strawberry cream cheese. Then we have 4 slices of turkey bacon from Costco, 3 chicken weenies from Amy Lou, 5 grams of honey, and some pink salt on top. And on the side, I have 130 grams of Skyr Icelandic yogurt from Siggy's, and then some chia seeds, whey isolate protein, a scoop of that, and then 50 grams of blueberry. Total calories is 892. Pretty dense meal when it comes to the macros. We're looking at 86 grams of protein, 70 grams of carbs, and 29 grams of fat. So I only need to have 2 more meals with around the same protein and carbs, and I'll be hitting for the day. But it's still early. Let's focus on what we have in front of us. Today was straight up cardio. I hit the treadmill so I could have more control on my heart rate zone. And I walked on 5 to 7 incline at 3 to 3.2 speed for an entire hour. 30 minutes in, I had to take a little winkle break, and then I hopped back on and finished out super strong. Got in some reading, and in 60 minutes, I burned 638 calories approximately and walked 2.65 miles. Pretty solid. At a 22:48 mile pace, and the heart rate was around 112 beats per minute. My post-workout meal is going to consist of air-fried chicken breast. We have 10 ounces of that, along with 7 ounces of jasmine white rice, and then some Kinder's barbecue sauce, 30 grams of that on top of the chicken. On the side, I'm rocking with a Costco Asian cashew salad, a 1.5 cups of that. The total calories for this meal are 1,096, with 111 grams of carbohydrates, 98 grams of protein, and 34 grams of fat. And there has been studies shown, and I'll actually pop up a graph here of what happens before we eat a meal if we eat greens first. I'll also show you what happens when we have apple cider vinegar before meals. You can see the insulin spikes right here for the greens and how it actually levels out and lowers the absorption of the carbs for a longer period of time. So there's not as much of a uptake in energy and then a crash. And the same with the apple cider vinegar, even eating a brownie with it, you can see that right here of how the apple cider vinegar actually diminishes the rapid spike in insulin and what that does to the energy levels and that crash coming down. It's a lot more steady pace. So I try and start my meals when I do have greens with those first. And just looking at the future after this meal, I have 412 calories remaining with 55 grams of protein, 48 grams of carbs, and 3 grams of fat. Honestly, I don't really care how much carbs and fat I'm having, like in comparison. I just don't want to go over my caloric intake. I want to stay in a deficit. I want to make sure I hit my protein number of 240 grams, and I want to make sure I at least get 50 grams of fat because it's essential for a lot of stuff that goes on in the body. Whether I get a little bit more fat or a little bit more carbs, as long as I'm hitting those 3 numbers, I'm happy. I got this shot glass from Alcatraz, and something I'm trying is ginger juice after a big meal that is separate from my morning drink. And it actually helped a lot today with the bloating and over full feeling that I usually get when I have a highly intense meal in terms of volume. So I'd definitely check it out if that is something that bothers you. And then after this, I just meal prepped and cleaned up the chicken for the rest of the day. But seriously, ginger shot tastes disgusting, but I actually noticed a huge benefit after a big meal. I was talking to my therapist today, and we were just talking about, where I am, where I used to be. And in relation to this quote that she said was, we don't go back to where we ended. We pick up or go back to where we started. A lot of people comment like, hey, I fell off the wagon yesterday, or I fell off the wagon a year ago. For me personally, like I used to be 360 pounds, and then I lost 120 pounds of that. I kind of forget about the trials and tribulations in doing that process. All of the nights where I went to bed super hungry, the hours of working out, the months and months and months of straight discipline. And I think when I look back, I just see a picture of me shredded comparatively to where I am now. And I'm like, I need to put back into running. I need to go 2 hours to the gym. I need to go on these extreme long fasts and do all this crazy stuff that I used to be doing. That's what I ended that with before I got sick for a year. And I think it's just super important to listen to this framing that my therapist said of not trying to pick up back at level 10, because I didn't start at level 10. I started at 1 and I built up to level 10. Nose dive off a cliff for a year, and then in my head, the last thing I remember about being super fit was level 10. But it is about starting back at the level 1 and building the strong foundation. And I think I've done that successfully over the past almost 6 weeks, breaking down what humans are super good at. We're super good at carrying things and walking long distances from a physical aspect. And the most important thing that we are amazing at with a mental aspect is adaptation. We can adapt to good or bad changes in our life and environment. Like me moving from the beach to the desert, I was able to adapt. Going from money to no money to money, able to adapt in those situations. And I think it's just a super important thing, speaking back to why I was saying I'm tired, because I used to be super freaking tired every day when I was starting this journey at the beginning of this year, to it felt like I needed to take an 8-hour nap midday. But now it's I'm tired, but I can still function and have mental clarity. And I was worried maybe I'm going too hard, but my body adapted, my mind adapted. On the eating side, I was going from eating out, not cooking. If I didn't have something cooked, I was ordering something. I wasn't caring about calories, and now being very strategic, very intentional with every choice that I make on what goes in my body and how I move my body. I've adapted to where it's normal, it's regular. My brain looks forward to it. On days that I have off days, I'm almost not excited when I go to sleep, because my brain is craving that hour or so in the gym. If this is your first couple weeks of getting healthy, just stick with it. The brain will adapt. If it's your first couple weeks of adding back in strength training, or you're not sure, you have some date in mind in the future of when you want to add it back in, the biggest thing is just go to the gym and lift weights for 30 minutes one day. you will adapt. You will begin to crave it. We are creatures of habit, and it just takes time and consistency of discipline to do that. And discipline is a skill. Like anything, we learn it over time. It progresses over time as we do hard stuff. I want to share 2 tweets that I found kind of funny. The first one is, instead of calling in sick, we should be able to call in healthy. Like, I'm not coming in today because I feel really good and I don't want to waste it at work. And the second one is, you pity the moth confusing a lamp for the moon, yet here you are confusing a screen for the world. I haven't shut off all my screens and gone out into the real world. And by real world, I mean like nature. So I think I might rent a van this weekend and go hike a national forest, see a new place, just kind of unplug for a while. Still film it, but just disconnect from the input of life, which is very hard to do because everything is on our phones. And that's all, folks. Thanks for watching this far. Keep getting after it every single day. And if you need any help from me, just comment below. Find a way to get and connect with me. I will see you tomorrow. Peace.